And I honestly felt, Gerald, that would be if there was anything left of America en masse, that would trigger it. It didn't. They go right through these damn cookers, and they get queuing for their planes. We've got to get to where we're going. Some people say, well, they have no choice. Well, let's give them a choice, and let's stack TSA up against the wall and make every plane late. These people did nothing. Disgusting. Be right back in a minute. Okay, welcome back. Jeff Rense and Gerald Celente. Gerald is kind enough to spend an hour with us each month as his schedule permits. He is so much in demand. I'm very glad you're on RTV. That's important, and your point is extremely valid and very well taken there. If you read the headlines in any good, honest financial rundown, you'll see horrifying things. The banks, of course, are en route to all-time record bonuses. Overdraft charges being charged to you and I, folks, 19%, an all-time record. The West is not going to really wake up, I'm afraid, until it's too late to see how much poorer they are next year than they were this year. It is absolutely spiraling out of control or utterly in control, however you want to look at it. The greatest theft in human history has occurred to this country in the last 3 or 4 years, and nobody is able to do anything about it. When my friend called from the New York, I don't know what airport, JFK perhaps, and said that virtually everyone went through the cancer box because they just wanted to get to their plane, and the government wouldn't do this to if it was really a problem. I just said, well, okay, I guess the people deserve what they get. I hope your 20%, Gerald, is accurate, and I hope to hell they stand up. And I also hope that WikiLeaks, which in my view is really rather lightweight material, as I've said, I hope it leads to real serious leaks of palpably, demonstrably, massively important information, like the American genocide of between 5 and 6 million human beings in Iraq and Afghanistan. That's a Holocaust, folks. You don't see it. You don't see a damn thing in the news about the American boys and girls over there killing boys and girls in Afghanistan. You don't see it. You see that shaved beard and that creep, Bernanke. Have you ever seen him in person, by the way, up close?
No.
Somebody spent... Hey, you're lucky.
Walk across the street.
Yeah, I hear that. I thought maybe perhaps in a media setting. Look, the guy is despicable.
He's despicable, and here's the deal. You know, I'm having people, by the way, they're saying, you know, I said the crash of 2010 would happen, and it hasn't happened. Yes, it has.
Oh, hell, it hasn't.
It has. And if you're waiting to hear the sound, hey, knock yourself out. But the European Union's dead. We're watching a global economic crisis occur. I only look at the facts that are available. Let's pretend with you and I and 2 other guys are playing cards. And those 2 guys are slipping cards under the table. Mm-hmm. And that's what's going on. As you pointed out, $13 trillion worth of money flowing between their friends that we didn't have a clue about. We had no idea about that the money was going to all these overseas banks, Irish, Anglo-Irish, Royal Bank of Scotland, Credit Suisse, Deutsche Bank, Goldman Sachs gang, Citigroup, Bank of America, Harley-Davidson, McDonald's, General Electric, Verizon, no interest loans. Take the money, loan it back to you, me, and the government, and make money on it. Whoever could dream up a scheme like this? And here's the deal with Bernanke. And I don't want to hear from anybody. I'm going to make this really clear until you contact Bernanke. Go back to Bernanke, 2005, CNBC. He's asked, is the real estate market in trouble? Could this possibly be a bubble? And he said, I don't buy your premise. The real estate market nationwide has never declined. I'm Ben Bernanke. And then he goes on. There's no subprime problem. It has not seeped in to the mortgage market. And then he goes on. Into 2008. There's no recession. Anybody that says that there's a recession, they're not as smart as I am. And then it keeps going.
That is brilliant, isn't it?
60 Minutes. It's on 60 Minutes. Go and look at it. He said they didn't know the panic of '08 was on the way.
I know.
We took out the domain name in 2007. The panic of '08. It was that clear. And I want to get this in, too. Those little weasels at Forbes did a number on me.
Oh, they did?
They interviewed Laura Martin from our staff in 2008.
Mm-hmm.
She took all her money out of the 401ks, out of the company she was working for when she came to us. She took everything out of the pension program and invested in gold when it was $750 an ounce.
Right.
It's around $1,400 as you and I are speaking now.
Yep.
They made fun of her in front of me. They called it doomsday forecasting, doomsday investing. And then we called up this little weasel, Zach, whatever his name is, and said, hey, Zachy boy, you got it wrong. We were right. How about a retraction? They won't give it.
No chance.
They only suck up. They're a bunch of suck-ups. I watch them suck up to Bernanke. I see them kiss Bush after he gets us into war and says, oh, my heart goes out to all those people that I killed for false reasons. Oh, it really rips me apart.
Yeah. Well,
it's disgusting.
There's no death too agonizing that guy
It's disgusting.
No, we run out of words.
Everybody should get off your lazy boy and get onto the streets.
We should be on the streets, and yet we walk through the cookers at the airport. And
not
then
me.
Not you.
Not
me.
A few
others.
I won't go through.
Real Americans won't go through that, folks.
I won't go through it.
Yeah.
I just got back from France. They don't do that. They don't humiliate the people. And here's the deal. It's very simple. First, they steal your money.
Yeah.
And that's what they've done to us. They've stolen our money. They gave it to their friends.
Sure they did.
Then what they do is they humiliate you. They humiliate you by grabbing you, by feeling your private parts.
It's all degradation.
There's no more of a humiliating act than that. And you can't do anything about it.
No.
So what they're doing is they're subjugating the people. This is all a subjugation.
It's all about taking away dignity and integrity and reducing people. It's like what they do in the military. They shave your head to take away your individuality. That's what they're doing at the airport. They're treating the people just like they are. There's a word for it.
Steve Forbes is a phony. Yeah. Hey, Fatty Forbes, how about giving me a straight shake? You're out there blabbing your fat mouth out there, and you wouldn't be anything if it wasn't for your old man. And that's the same with Bush and the same with the rest of them. They'd be nobody if they didn't get to where they are because somebody carried them along. There's not a man among them.
There's not, Gerald. There's not a man among them.
Steve Forbes, do you hear me, fat mouth? Come over to the Trends Research Institute. You and that blabbery magazine that sucks up to all the people that pay your way. You're not a man. There's not a man among them. The New York Times, they call what I do pessimism porn. I saw that little weenie I was on, that Hannity and Combs, the guy that was left to Combs. You know what he said to me? He would never say this to me. He'd only say it to me when I can't be there on the same set, when I'm on Fox and they're broadcasting out of my place. He called me an alarmist. That little weenie called me an alarmist. The ship is sinking.
They're as fake and as phony as they get. Every one of them. They're afraid of their own shadows. They'll do anything it takes to keep their little ego position in the business. It's all about celebrity.
I'm
they could
fed
care
up
less.
with them. I've had it with them.
Well, they're the worst.
Any one of them, I've called them all out. They all know who I am. Come over and talk to me man to man.
Yeah.
Stop hiding behind your microphones, you little weenies.
Yep.
You little Obermans, you little lowlifes out there, come and talk to me when you're not running the controls.
Amen, brother.
I've had it. And people ask me, when am I going to leave this country? I'll tell you when. When it's no longer free, and it's getting to that point. When I lose my freedom, I'm leaving this place.
Yeah. Well, it's getting closer all the time. The corporatocracy, it's a fascist corporatocracy, of course, is every way and in every way whittling away what's left of your liberty and freedom. Remember, every law that's passed in the Congress, period, takes away more of your freedom. Just keep that in mind. Every law passed by your state and local legislatures takes more of your freedom, one way or the other.
And here's the deal, Jeff. The cops have become, they're nothing more than the enforcers for the crime bosses.
They're thugs. Sure they are.
They won't touch the big guys at the top.
No.
They let that Angelo Mazzillo go. They let the blank fines go. They let all the big criminals go. And hey, they can't beat the gangs. They can't beat the Crips and the Bloods. Look at their war on drugs. Oh no, they can't beat them. So who do? They go after us. You go over the yellow line, you go 5 miles over the limit, boy, are they harassing you.
No,
you can't make ends meet, and they're grabbing every penny from you.
Right. Well,
they pass these laws, and who do they break? They had Auschwitz Farms sell how many eggs? 500 million eggs?
Mm-hmm.
And what did they do? How many times was the FDA there in the last year? Try none.
That's what the FDA is good at. You couldn't be more correct. We just have about 30 seconds left. You want to wrap it up? You've already wrapped it up brilliantly in an hour, but these people are the enemy. They are not Americans by any measure I understand. They're not human by many other measurements. They are in service to the thugs. They're gangsters by extension, every one of them. And you're right, and I couldn't have possibly put it any better. 30 seconds, Gerald.
Get ready for the economic winter that's going to be the hardest times that are going to lead into even worse times. Be prepared. Do everything you can. And don't waste your money buying a lot of Christmas crap from China. Buy local and bank local. Break the chains.
Get your money out of the national banks, folks, and as Gerald has told you many times, food, self-protection, and gold, or silver, either one. And get ready to hunker down, because if you loved 2010, you're going to be ecstatic about 2011. That's a guarantee. Thank you, my friend.
Hey, thank you, Jeff.
Take good care.
Bye-bye.
All right. Gerald Celente, the master of trends, and the man who doesn't mince words, and that's a rarity anymore. He's so right about the frauds on commercial television. They're disgusting. I was in an airport yesterday and was watching Fox for a bit, and the worst showbiz I think I've ever seen. Disgusting. Back